Hi, I am Morna Gerard and I am the Archivist for Women's and Gender and Sexuality Collections here at Georgia State.
Hi, I'm Lisa Vallon, the Southern Labor Archivist here at Georgia State University.
Welcome Special Collections, everyone. We are on the 8th floor of Library South, right at the top of the building. You can't miss this. Our department takes over all of this floor. So once you've got to the elevator bank here, all you have to do is turn around and you are at Special Collections. Normally on non-COVID times, this door here would be open and you can just wander in and have a look around. Currently, what you need to do is read this sign before you arrive. It basically is telling you to make an appointment if you want to come in. You must wear a mask if you plan to come in as well. And if you want to view any of our digital exhibits, our online exhibits, you can check out this QR code and view them online. So come on in and we'll show you the space. This is the gallery for Special Collections. Again, during normal times, you can come in here anytime you want to wander around and look at any of the exhibits that are out for you to interact with. Currently, the exhibit that you see here is called Out in the Archives, and it's about the history of LGBTQ plus Atlanta. And it's here probably for another couple months. And as I said earlier, there's an online version of this exhibit. You're very welcome to interact with that. Exhibits change out annually. The next exhibit that's going to be available will be about the history of Georgia State's Special Collections and Archives, which is very exciting. You'll see here we have a couple of tables out. These are our temporary reading room tables. They're set up during this period because of COVID. You'll see that the tables are spread pretty far apart. The researcher will sit up at the far table and the archivist will sit at this near table here. In normal times, if you come in here, this is our reading room, and you can see it's a much more compact space, so there's not the same opportunity for keeping tables far apart. There are lockers in the corner here, and you will be required to put any coats and bags in these lockers. And there are computers available for students to use or researchers to use. And we have a table here where normally the archivist will sit and monitor the reading room.
So once you check in at the registration desk, you're going to get two forms. The first is our registration form. And so you're going to need to fill out your name, your ID, that can be your license or your Panther ID, your address, phone, email, what type of researcher are you? Are you a student, faculty, from the community? Your institutional affiliation, so are you a Georgia State student or faculty, or are you from another institution? And then your research topic. And then we're gonna ask you to read carefully all of these instructions that talk about our reading room procedures, agreement regarding confidential information and our manuscripts and archival collection. And then we're going to ask you to sign and date. And then we also have our camera use policy, as well as copyright. And then again, we'll ask you to sign and date it. The next form we're going to have you fill out is the material request form. And so what we want is in the collection name or the book title materials used, you're going to want to put your collection name. For us, I'm going to put down the AFL-CIO Civil Rights Department collection, and I'm also going to include the identifier. So that's L 1989-17. I'm going to include the box number that I want pulled, and then also the date. Once I receive the box, I'm gonna initial here. And then once we've returned the box back to the archivist is gonna initial there to show that the materials have been received back. So just making sure that we in the archives can maintain knowledge of where our boxes are. Now that my form has been filled out with the required information, I'm gonna go back and pull it. So if you follow me, we're gonna go back into what we call our restricted space so that only archivists or archival staff are allowed back here. So you as a patron have to stay out here. But today we're gonna give you a behind the scenes look. Come on. These are our offices where our archivists are. And now we're moving into our secure stacks area. So the box that we're pulling is going to be over this way. Here is a space for us to process, for our students to work, and also to store boxes. This is just one of our many storage areas across campus. And to save space, we have our high density storage shelving, which are on tracks that we can easily move. Might give you a little more space. So on this side, we have some of our photographic negatives from the Lane brothers. And then on this side, we have our collection. I'm going for 2843, which is right here. Once you've received your box, the archivist is going to drop it off at your table. They're also going to make sure that you're provided with a notepad and a pencil. You're not going to be able to have your own loose leaf paper. We're going to provide it for you. You are allowed, though, to have your phone or a computer. Just make sure before you start opening your material, you have a clean, flat space with enough room to pull the material out. So you're going to start by opening the box. And as you can see, it's well organized, the folders are labeled, and they're in order. They also have folder numbers. So we're going to start by pulling out our first folder. It's a thick one. And so we're going to grab it from the top and then also support it from the bottom. We're going to get it flat on the table. We're going to close our box and we're going to move it to the side. And how we want to go through material in the box or in the folder is we want to keep it in order. It's really important. Original order is a big aspect for archival collections. We want to maintain the order that the creator put it in. So we're going to turn it like the pages of a book. So we have our first item here. You don't normally want to hold it up for others to see. You want to keep it flat on the table. As you can see, this is stapled, and I'm just going to carefully turn the page, making sure that I'm not creasing or putting undue stress on the paper via the staple, so I'll support it. If the staple is too tight and you can't see the content on the next page, talk to the archivist and they can remove the staple for you. Never remove it yourself. So once I've gone through that, I'm going to turn it like that. Making sure, again, it stays flat and turning it like the pages of the book. So let's say I have an item that I want to take a picture of. I'm going to make sure I include this little tab that the archivist is going to give you. I'm going to put it down near my items. I'm going to get my phone with the camera and I'm going to snap a picture, making sure I include this in it. Once you are done with the folder, you want to put the material back nice and flat in the same order that we got it. Fold the folder, get our box ready and open. And we're gonna pick it up the same way. So we're gonna grab it from the top, but also support it from the bottom. and slide it in there. And again, we want to make sure that we put the folder back in the same order, looking at this is folder 1 and it's the first folder in the box.